Pool A will be contested by France, Italy, Namibia, New Zealand, and Uruguay. The obvious answer, if somebody were to ask who would be going through here, is France and New Zealand. But that is not giving any credit to the three other teams. Namibia will have some moments at the World Cup as they did in the previous World Cup, and their World Cup will more than likely revolve around beating Uruguay. If they get that scalp, they'll be happy. They will push Italy very close as well, but they're not likely to actually pull off that one. Uruguay are all hard, and they will push the other teams hard. They just don't have enough in the tank probably just to last the whole game against the big teams. They did upset Fiji at the previous World Cup, so there might be an interesting result that is on the cards against Italy. It'll be easy to write off Italy. They've had a horrible run since the start of 2022, getting the wooden spoon both years in the Six Nations and actually even losing to Georgia in that time. However, this year they actually pushed France very close in the Six Nations. There was a 24-29 loss. They did, however, beat Australia on the end of the year tour. They smashed Samoa and they picked up a win against Wales. Then when you look at New Zealand, they are New Zealand. But they've actually had a very weird run over the past year and a half. They lost against Ireland twice at home, but then beat them as well. They also lost against South Africa, but beat South Africa a few times as well. During that time, they, however, went on a losing streak of 3 games in a row, which hasn't happened for decades. And the weird one is they also even lost to Argentina in New Zealand. Since then, it's just been wins with a single draw against England at Twickenham at the end of last year. One thing you can be certain of is you'll not get a weak All Blacks team at the World Cup. You can just look at the run that they've had since 2011 and the 2 World Cups that they picked up during that time. So they're not going to sit back and just take the results. However, definitely the big scary monster at this World Cup. They've got the home field advantage, and they've been on a ridiculous streak over the past year and a half. They've won 13 out of the 14 games that they've played with just a single loss against Ireland. France have depth. France has the flair that they've always had, and they have home support. They're going to be difficult to stop. I see Group A ending with France at the top, New Zealand second, followed by Italy, then Uruguay, then Namibia.